Alright, so I watched an anime recently called Ameku MD Doctor Detective, or Ameka Takao no Suirikarte. Well, I don't remember a single anime which I've hated so much yet stuck with, only to be surprised and baffled by the jump in quality. I'm sure this sort of thing happened before, some stories get rocky starts, but I truly struggled to come up with other examples here. As far as games go, probably Time Spinner. I hated the start of that game, but loved the game by the end. But that's pretty much it. Anyway, I'd recommend not watching the first 6 episodes of this. 7 onwards it gets pretty damn good. 8 and 9 are downright amazing. Alright, so what is it about? What if Dr. House was a tiny, cute anime girl? Seriously, that's the premise. I think it's supposed to be Sherlock Holmes, but let's be honest here, House was influenced by that, and then this was influenced by this and that, and yada yada yada. It's exactly what it says on the tin. What did I enjoy? So, I'm a sucker for mystery stories, murder mysteries especially. I'm sure most people are. Here it's got a medical flair, which sometimes it's pretty fascinating. I'll just spoil the first few episodes. There's a murder victim who arrives with blue blood and a severed leg. Crudely severed at that, meaning teeth of something huge. Clearly not done by anyone with something sharp or gnawing by a dog or other regular old beastie. What it turns out to be is a dinosaur, which obviously isn't alive nowadays, so instead the killer went to a museum and dropped a skull on the victim's leg to sever it. But it's blood what is truly fascinating here. Apparently it's a condition that happens when certain chemicals get added to the bloodstream, causing oxygen concentration in blood to get reduced significantly. But that's just one of the causes. There is a name for it, but damn if I remember what it is. So the point is that this particular revelation doesn't exactly come up often, but for a medical expert wouldn't be entirely outside the realm of possibility, and I find that fascinating. To give a bit of a background on myself, I was actually interested in studying medicine for a while. Without giving away too much, I'll just say that it didn't pan out and say that I'm a layman. Of course, totally not even bachelor's in medicine, but I do know stuff. So to say something here, something that I do know pop up, and especially something I don't know, I just very much enjoyed it. And unlike House, Ameku didn't seem to jump between absolutely stupid diagnoses of the rarest diseases ever, instead working with a deceased and a more simple storyline. And working with dead obviously allows for a lot more flexibility. After all, there are so many more things that can happen to people which kill them in a myriad of different confusing ways, possibly framing someone as a killer or allowing bizarre alibis. While, again, House was about diagnosing living people and trying to keep them alive, no matter how stupid the guesses were sometimes. All this to say that I actually kind of hate House. Weird how that works, huh? Also, I just have to mention Kodomo-sensei herself. She's tiny, cute, and a total bitch. But in the best way. Her character is a cliché, yes, but it's not a bad thing. It is very much Sherlock and Watson dynamic here. Although a romantic undertone as well. Sometimes it's clumsy, sometimes it's annoying, and sometimes I couldn't help but smile. Whatever the case, I did enjoy watching this little person trying to cut back on the swearing. And of course I just have to repeat that episodes 8 and 9 are brilliant. Ending of 9 had me in tears and I needed a moment there. Truly beautiful. So what did I dislike? Right, so the Tome Curse arc. That is absolutely stupid. The setup is obvious, the actions of people are stupid, the actual mystery is stupid, and the resolution just took the cake in the level of stupidity. I don't know, maybe it's down to the animation and pacing, but the whole thing played out horribly. Either way, I knew exactly all the answers before everything happened, and it did not feel satisfying at all. And the teaser of it in the earlier episode was sort of placed that I wondered if it's a teaser for some other anime. Now the first episode was also stupid, I'll just spoil it. Epilepsy. It was obvious from moment one, so if you're like me, or who knows how many people, and have played the video game in the last 20 years, especially if it was a console port, if you did, then you likely have seen a little warning that pops up before the start, stating that the game might have bright flashing lights and sounds and so on, and that might cause problems to people with special sensitivity to those. I admit not every game has that, but I very much assumed that this sort of thing is common knowledge. Not thinking that instantly is moronic. The other problem boils down to the staff and the budget, because it's clear that the A-team wasn't working on this. There are frequently awkward moments, shots where characters pan around digitally instead of drawn, and the details are often shoddy. That can be forgiven and forgotten. What I do truly have a problem with is the pacing. However, I wouldn't know what the source is like, so I'm unsure whenever it's the same in the manga. Whatever the case may be, this anime often suffers from long talks about nothing, or repeating what was already done and said. Show don't tell and all that. In addition, some dialogue between Katori and Takao is often very stiff. Great example of that is around 20 minutes in during episode 12. This kind of behavior is fine, but it could have been done in 5 to 10 seconds tops. And by this point it would have been better to get some character development and not have her act like this. This issue pops up before too, but this one is just the easiest to point out. Either way, like I have said, those issues are all consuming early on, and by the last 3 episodes roll around, it becomes way better overall. But still not perfect. Anyway, I am a bit sad about this because I've been waiting for this to finish airing for a while so I can binge it. And I expected a lot, hyped up by the premise, but yeah, that stupid curse arc almost made me forget about this whole thing altogether. So I would recommend doing yourself a favor and just watching episodes 7 till 12. Keeping tissues on standby for 9. 1 and 2 are fine to watch after that, but the rest might as well not exist.